What is up? Hello, everybody. There's like a 10-second delay. That's why I did that countdown, trying to figure out how much of a delay there was. I'm using a new mic, a new setup, so please let me know if you can hear me okay. For some reason, I can't hear anything in my headphones. So what is up, everybody? Let me check the comments, see what you guys are saying. I got some hellos. Rocky Mountains, give me a hassle. Trek is life. That's all I'm going to say about that. Lee Welch, what's up? Good to have you. Edigwin says, hearing you fine. That is awesome. And Edigwin is a new channel member. So thank you so much. I appreciate that, Edigwin. That is awesome. And let me see. I think I still got this locked and loaded.
Channel member.
All right. So yeah, I think we're good. Everything is plugged up and ready to go. Checking the comments. All right. So what are we saying here? What's up, guys? Look, I'm going to make Richard mad. Star Wars. You guys are funny. All right. So thank you for coming to the live stream. Obviously, I've not been uploading your typical Tarantula Tuesdays on Tuesday. For a while there, last year, I was doing 2 videos a week. I was uploading Tuesdays and Fridays, and was noticing that, I don't know why I'm wearing these headphones if I can't hear anything. I was noticing that no one really knew I was uploading on Fridays. It seemed to be an issue. So they just weren't performing very well, and it was a lot of work. So I was like, I'm going to cut down on the amount of videos, focus more on quality than quantity, which sometimes is not what YouTube suggests, but we're going to try that out. So see how that goes. And yeah, so I've been working on some new videos. I got some new camera equipment and software, and I'm trying to learn how to use some of that and do some test videos and stuff like that. I've been uploading shorts, which are kind of like reels on Instagram or TikTok videos. YouTube has their own version of that, so I've been uploading those on all 3 platforms, actually, testing out some different editing software and color grading and just trying to see what's going on. What's up, Alexandria? Thanks for you to join. Thank you for joining. That's what I meant to say. George, all the way from Dublin, Ireland. That is very cool. Oh, we got another, looks like we got another channel member just came in. That is Base Cake. So thank you so much, Base Cake. I appreciate you joining. Right now, there's so many things I'm going to tell you about, but I just want to say thank you.
Channel member.
All right, so we got that taken care of. So thank you, Base Cake. We've got like an argument going on about Trek and Star Wars. I didn't mean to start that. Oh yeah, I didn't put my phone on silent, so I got a telemarketer calling in. That's awesome. All right, so what are we doing? We are talking about some of the new stuff. Just give you an example. I don't know if I've posted this yet or if I'm going to be posting it soon. But this one I just came out with a little bit ago. All right, so we got that. Sorry, I was responding to a message from Tarantula Cat. So yeah, I've been working on videos like that, just kind of color grading and editing some past footage and see how that's going. But yeah, so I got that going on. I don't know if you've noticed. Where is it? Yeah, I'm pointing right at it. This new little insignia here that was actually drawn by Laura from Gregos Creations. It's going to be on some new merch that I got launching. I just kind of been frustrated with the merch lately. If anybody that ordered a hoodie like this, like in November and December, you could probably understand where I'm coming from. They had these in stock, designed them, put them out there for sale. A lot of people were buying them. Then they sold out, and they're like, oh, we'll have some more back in a few weeks. And it's just been this like, they'll be back and then they'll be gone almost immediately. And there's still some people out there who ordered these in November and haven't received them. And so I'm still trying to work that out, but I kind of got frustrated and said, I'm going to switch to a new company and we're going to do a whole new line of merch. And I got some really cool designs. And since you guys are here joining me in the live stream, I'm going to give you a sneak peek, even though it'll be like probably another week before it's live. But it will say when I show you the website, it'll show you that it's live, but it's definitely not live. So don't try to buy any of this yet. Let's see. Nice ace drop, dude. I don't know what ace did I drop. Grey Ghost is super talented. Yes, she is. I'm trying to get back some of these comments here. Hi from Minnesota. What's going on, Abby? Nice to see you in here. I have one tarantula, a Brachypelum Amelia, and a pink toe and a curly hair. Well, that's very cool, Keita and Curtis. So, V. Norris says the song Flight of the Bumblebee. Yeah. Yeah, I was digging that. So let me see if I can figure out real quick, just to show you guys what the new merch is going to look like. It's been a while since I've live streamed, so you got to bear with me. Let's see, I got to share screen. All right. So we're doing that. All right, that should do it. Okay, so this is the new merch that we'll be dropping here in about a week or so. I'm really excited about this shirt. I really love the way that the design came out. That's kind of cool. I don't remember the name of the person that I hired to draw this, but I'll be sure to credit them. But yeah, so that's a really cool piece. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got like a kind of a psychedelic skull and with a spider on the skull with mushrooms coming out. I thought that was pretty awesome. That's going to be in a hoodie as well. And then we've got this kind of retro Tarantula Collective kind of logo thing. And of course we've got like an Addicted shirt in orange, and it'll come in a few other colors. Less people, more spiders. I was digging that one. I think and then we got like a hoodie it's a crop hoodie. I mean, mainly for women, but I guess guys could wear it too. And I think that's it. Oh, we got this hoodie. This will be in a hoodie, and or maybe a few. Oh, and then this thing over here. Let me point it like that. That will be on a shirt or a hoodie or something like that. So once I get that up in the shop, I'll make sure everybody knows. We'll make an announcement. And it's going to be a limited time only. So it'll only be available for like 30 days. And then it will close up. Those styles will get retired. I might use some of the same like logos again, but there'll be different types of merch. And then we'll launch that later on. And so we're just kind of do it like that. That way I don't have to worry about having any issues with stuff running out. So yeah, that's in the works. We're uploading shorts, and let's see what you guys are saying. I mean, oh man, I'm like way behind on comments. Let's get down here. Less people, more spiders, a theme I can get behind. I feel you, Sarah. Dolphins Girl says, hi, I have no intention of ever owning a tarantula, but I love channels in the hobby. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you enjoy it. Trying to work two windows at once. But yeah, so how are you guys doing? It's been a crazy month. I was planning on taking January off just because January is, as far as like YouTube is concerned, is like the slowest time. It's just the ad revenue is not really good. Not a lot of people are watching for whatever reason. So they suggest if you're going to take a break, that's the time to do it. But then like beginning, I guess it was like the first full week of December, my sister had a wedding. So we went back where I grew up, and I filmed her wedding. It was like the first wedding I've ever filmed. And then came back, and then like a lot of people at the wedding ended up getting COVID, even though we were all vaccinated and all that stuff. So we were sick. We were like locked down for 10 days, 14 days. Actually, my wife got it first, and then like 3 or 4 days later, I ended up testing positive. So it really kind of stretched that out right up to Christmas. And then you had Christmas and all those festivities and the New Year. So it pretty much was like I took December and January off. Is kind of what it felt like. But I tried to put out a few videos here and there. I don't know. We were okay. We made it through COVID, did better than a lot of other people out there, luckily. But now we've got a cold, so if I start sneezing or coughing, you'll just have to excuse me. I took some Dayquil, so hopefully it'll be okay. So during that time, like what I've been working on here recently is one, just taking care of everybody, getting everybody caught up on maintenance. Did some rehousing, still got some more rehousings to do. You can't see it because the background's so blurred, but this like black blob behind me is actually a very large enclosure. It's a 2x2 or 4x2x2 foot enclosure that I'm going to be putting Nola. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you've seen my Eastern king snake make an appearance here and there. She's getting a nice big enclosure, kind of upgrading that. So I've been building that, and I screwed up. I just used way too much silicone because I'm going to have it kind of like an arid bioactive setup, and I didn't want anything leaking. So I just used way too much, and it took forever for it to just kind of cure and the fumes to go away. But I'm moving in the plants finally, and filming all of that. We'll have that video out here in the near future. Then I've got another 4x2 how am I doing that right? 4x2x2 enclosure for the other king snake, because it's a little bit smaller, but it'll be about the same size. So yeah. Let me read some of these comments. People are asking questions. Thanks for reading my comment. Love Petco. TCAP at your channel has quickly moved into my top 5. Well, thank you, Dolphins Girl. Appreciate that. Justin Roach says, love the channel. Keep it up. I will definitely do that. I'm trying to, at least. What we had here. Are bioactive enclosures a must for T. sturmies? No, they are not. For a long time, I never kept my sturmies on a bioactive. But if you want to do a bioactive, that's like the best species, since they are very moisture dependent. If you're not going to do a bioactive, though, you do need to make sure that you keep the humidity up in the enclosures, kind of keep the substrate a little damp and moist, because the bigger they get, the more important it is they have that moisture for having successful molts. Oh, I think Rocky Mountain also said, no, they are not. They are knit. That must be a Canadian thing. Oh, Tarantula Cribs is in the house. What is up, Mo? How are you doing? Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate that. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Yeah, Rocky Mountain says they have 2 sturmies on bioactives and 3 that are not. Let's see. Bethany Spiders asked a question. Says, how are you finding life doing YouTube full time? It's pretty. I enjoy being my own boss, but as I've complained about multiple times, it's went from working 40 hours a week to technically to working like 80 hours a week. Maybe not. That might be an exaggeration. Like 60 hours a week. Just kind of wake up, take the kids to school or daycare, come home and work until they come home, have dinner with the family. Maybe watch a little TV and then come back down and work some more until it's time to go to bed. And it's like 6-7 days a week. So it's a lot more work, a lot more time, but I don't have to travel for work anymore, which is nice. But that's also a goal. It was a goal last year, but with COVID and everything, it didn't really pan out. But I'm working really hard to try and find a studio space so I can get all the tarantulas and scorpions and everything, all the camera equipment out of my basement. So, my family has room to live down here. I've kind of taken over the basement. It was like the family room, the rec room. It's now turned into my collection and studio. So they want that space back. And I think it'd be good to have some separation between home and work. So I'm trying to find some sort of location to set up just a studio. That way it would also be kind of open to the public. So if anybody was coming through my area, you could actually stop in, check out the collection, say hello. We could have meetups and stuff like that there, which, it's not going to fly at my house. I don't want strangers coming over to where I live. So that would be very cool. We're going to try and work that out. But so far it's good. I'm enjoying it. Let's see what else we got in here. Lynette says, glad you're feeling better now. Binge watched a lot of your videos. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. What is the Kida, and Curtis says, I love tarantula cribs. I'm getting one soon for a pink toe tarantula. Awesome. I like tarantula cribs as well. And use the code TCollective10, save 10% off your order. Let's see. I thought I might have a thing, but I don't. If you want to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff, I just dropped that link there at the bottom. So if you're curious, I got maybe like 1,800 Twitter followers. Not a huge tarantula community on Twitter, at least that I've been able to plug into. But if you're on there, you want to see me complain about tarantulas and, I don't know, post pictures, please check it out. All right, let's go back to some more comments. Trying to catch up on comments. I invited a couple people to come and join me on the live stream, but everybody's busy. But they might drop in a little bit later. I'll check my messages real quick and see if any of them have reached out. No, they have not. But yeah. So, hello from Germany. Good to see you in here, Damien. Thank you for joining the live stream. I know it's at a weird time of the day, 4 o'clock Eastern, but I figured that would be noonish if you're on the West Coast, if I know my time zones right, 1 o'clock, something like that. And that way the people in the, Europe are not already in bed. Let's see. What, in your opinion, is the best substrate for dwarf tarantulas? Get asked that question a lot. Usually not specifically about dwarf tarantulas, but just what my favorite substrate is. And it depends on which species, but I really like just kind of an all-purpose. I really like the Reptisoil right now. It's, just kind of like grab and go situation, get a big 40-pound bag of it. And it works, really well for Festorials, but also for more arid species. It holds moisture, holds burrows, but also is, when it's dry, it's not extremely dusty. So that's like my go-to. Jungle Mix is pretty good. I would maybe be a second. If you want to like spend some serious money, it's definitely more expensive than those other options, but also it just looks really natural and is really cool. There's, I think it's called Terra Arena or something like that. It's from the BioDude. It's a bioactive type substrate they made specifically for invertebrates, mainly tarantulas and other spiders. It's really great. It's just kind of expensive. So if you only have a few tarantulas, that would be amazing. But if you've got like a whole room of them like this, it's pretty cost prohibitive to get all of them done. Let's see. All right. So we've got Trust My Candy. It says, can you give general information on P. muscara? I picked one up and my 2-inch juvie is all purple and I'm very confused. I believe that's the Pamphobetus. Let me just double check that real quick. There are people out there that are a lot more educated on the Pamphobetus. Yeah, okay. They know a lot more than I do when it comes to Pamphobetus. I know that, like, for instance, in my Facebook group, there's a guy, Bill Stokersberry. I mispronounced his last name, I'm sure. But Bill he's got a lot of Pamphobetus. He seems to do really well with them. I keep all of mine, it really doesn't matter their species. And I'm not saying this is right. This is just how I do it. I keep them all on, I don't keep them on dry substrate. I at least will do half kind of damp, moist substrate and maybe the other half dry. But usually I overfill the water dish, get it nice and not like muddy or anything. You don't want to go too extreme. Some people hear moist and like, oh, it's got to be a bog. But it's not like that. Just a little damp, keeps a little bit of moisture in the air. It's purple and I'm very confused. So I'm not sure what you're confused about. I know that the Pamphobetus, when they're spiderlings, it doesn't really... I got a Pamphobetus species rose blue recently. I had it in a video, and it's like bright blue. And now, when I filmed it, now it's more of a darker blue, purplish color. So I think Pamphobetus species, when they're slings, especially below 3 inches, they just kind of have that blue-purple color to them. Memories of Violet, says Bill. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see, what is this? That happens. Maybe check the humidity around next molt, but he'll grow it back. Oh, looks like somebody probably lost a leg in a molt. That's no fun. Let's see. Here's an interesting question. Is it normal for an H. gigas to be outside of its burrow most of the time? I guess it depends on the size. I have a couple spiderlings, juvies around that area. Almost all the time. They're in their burrow. I rarely ever see them unless they're running up to grab a cricket. But I had an adult for a long time, and she died just from old age, probably a year or two ago, or maybe a little bit longer than that. I guess it's been about 3 to 4 years. It was right before I started the channel, or right after I started the channel. And I mean, I had her for a long time, but she would spend a lot of time out in the open. So and when it comes to normal tarantula behavior, I don't think there's really such a thing. They kind of just do whatever they want. All right. We got, can P metallicas live communally? And if so, can their slings live communally? I have no experience keeping Postalitharia communally. I've got a lot of other communal, not a lot, but a few other communal enclosures. But I've heard that I've not even heard, I've seen, I know Fear Not was selling Pokey or P Metallica communals. When I was there at their store, they had a nice sized one, and a lot of people on YouTube, I've just seen a lot of people keeping them successfully. So they can, but like with any tarantula, it's always a risk, like they're not. I think Mbalfori is probably the easiest communal, at least in my experience, and from what I've gathered from other people, they seem to tend to accept that kind of setup a lot easier than some other species. But P Metallica and a few other Postalitharia species, people have been able to keep them successfully in a communal setup. You just got to be careful that you're keeping an eye on making sure everybody's getting fed. They have plenty of food. They're getting fed often. They got enough hiding spots and stuff like that so they don't start eating each other. Let's see if I missed any other questions. Everybody's saying, hey, Moon. Oh, Moon over Miami's in here. Hey, what's going on, dude? Always in my comments, and everybody else is big supporter of these tarantula YouTube channels and stuff, so I definitely appreciate that. Let's see, what else we got going on? I haven't missed any. I did miss a super chat from Tarantula Cribs. I don't know why that came up, but Tarantula Cribs, thanks for the $9.99 sticker. I appreciate that.
Super chat.
It's been so long since I've been able to play with those. I don't even remember the last time I did a live stream. It seems like it's been a while. But thank you for the support. If I missed anybody else, I'm sorry. I'm just going to scroll back real quick, make sure I didn't miss any other super chats as I sip my water. But no, it doesn't look like it. I did miss, somebody tagged me in a comment. Phil says, I don't know what is with T merch. I got 3 Tarantula Collective shirts and none of them survived any more than 3 watches. Most of my other T merch from other YouTubes is exactly the same. Yeah, it's not T merch, like Tarantula YouTubers merch. It's the companies that are making giving you the opportunity to sell this stuff through YouTube. Sometimes they're just not very good. You really got to read the instructions on how to wash them, because sometimes this is embroidered. So that's why I was a big fan of this shirt, but not all of them are. Some of them are. I don't even think it's screen printing. I don't think that's the right word. It's like it's like a plastic kind of thing. They almost like an iron-on type. I mean, it's not, but I don't remember what that's called. I don't think it's screen printing though. But it's not like they're dyeing the clothes or injecting ink into the clothes. It's like something kind of like vinyl layer that's getting put on there, and that's why I'm not using the company that I was. I've actually this is like a 3rd or 4th time I switched companies, because I would get the merch, it would seem really good, start selling it, and then after a month or two, me just wearing the shirts, and I get a new shirt and I wear it constantly, so it's like I'm pretty rough on those types of t-shirts. But yeah, it's I would notice it was starting to crack and fade and peel. So I was like, all right, I'm not using that anymore. So I'd switch shirts, and then it just kept happening. It was just low quality. So I switched to a different company, and the last company I was pretty happy with for the most part. It just became a stocking issue, and I think part of that was COVID. But there were also some other shirts that just weren't. I don't know. They just weren't very high quality. But this new company, it just started. It's a company that was created by YouTubers for YouTubers. And they've got this really cool merch line, which hopefully will have better high quality merch. and it seems to be about the same price. But they also have added benefits that they're not all rolled out yet. It's kind of like in a invitation only beta testing phase. They're slowly rolling out some stuff, but I can show you if I still got that. Here, let me see if I can share it real quick. Again, this is not live. Oops, I turned off my camera. What's the wrong button? All right, share screen. All right, so this is the website, and if you notice, we'll just click on this. When you scroll, oh no, it's not there. Oh, here we go. It's got this little thing here. It says, thanks for your support. You put in your name, leave a message, and it's kind of like, I haven't used this or messed with it at all, so I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but from what they've told me, it's kind of like a Cameo, if you're familiar with that app, and you can like choose different donation amounts or something like that. But then it will, from what I understand, it sends me an alert on my app, and then I can just like record a quick video answering your questions or saying hello or just saying thanks for buying some merch or something like that. Again, I haven't got to test it out at all, so I don't know exactly how it works, but I think that was just a cool little feature, and they're going to roll out, you know, I guess in a couple of months, essentially like a YouTube channel members Patreon type of thing, where it seems to be have a lot more interaction, a lot more tools and different ways to share videos and pictures and stuff, where YouTube channel membership really doesn't. It's more of a one-way type of communication. This hopefully will be more of a community, a lot more interactive, but again, they haven't technically launched it yet, so I haven't even got to mess around with it. But yeah, let's see, we did get another super chat. Let me see if I can find that. That was not the right one. There we go. Davis Pentaloris is a good first tee. That's a tough one. It's a New World tarantula. So yeah.
Super
But it is also very, at least in my experience, the ones I've had are very bolty. They also really like to kick hairs, and for whatever reason, I'm pretty sensitive to the Davis urticating hairs, so I could get really itchy. But they're pretty simple to take care of, and they're beautiful. So as long as you aren't extremely nervous and not going to like freak out if it bolts on you, I think that that would be a pretty cool first tarantula. One thing that I don't know. I really highly suggest people get a New World tarantula before an Old World tarantula for your first tee. I think that's just kind of obvious. But then again, I think for your first tarantula, it should be the one that you're most passionate about, the one that you're most excited about. So, sometimes that may be a tarantula that's a little more bolty. Like Green Bottle Blue is my favorite tarantula. If that was around and on the market and available when I got my first tee, that definitely would have been my first tarantula. Some people are like, that doesn't make a good first tee because they're hair kickers. They can be a little feisty, but I don't know. I have never had any issues with mine, and I think it makes a great first tarantula. So it's in the same vein as Davis Pentaloris. So that would be my answer. Dee Dee says, is there still a Discord? Hi. I told you it's been a while. Man, that was a rookie move right there. I completely forgot to switch out the battery with the a battery that's attached to a power cord so that it won't die. Apologize. That was fun, but where was I? So yes, there is a Discord. Go in the description of any of my videos. It's got to scroll down towards the bottom, and there is a link, and you should be able to get you in there. The glitcher says, what happened? I glitched, and I forgot to switch out the battery, and it just died. Dee says, I can't find it. Well, let me just double check. I got it right here, so I'll do it with you. Let me just share my screen again. Let's see. We'll just do the live video. You can see what insane delay there is. And if you go here, show more, and you just scroll all the way down. Join the Discord server right there. So if it's in this video, it's in all the other videos. So you just got to hit that show more button and scroll down. It's got links to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, and TikTok. So there you go. Hope that helps. All right. Memories of Violet. Oh, what happened? Yeah, I know. I'm a rookie. Pet Time says, I just got a pumpkin patch. That's awesome. I haven't seen my pumpkin patch since probably a little before Halloween. I filmed a little. I think I took a couple pictures of it. I don't know if I even posted those. But it went into hiding, and it's just, it's to the point that I'm thinking about kind of digging around in there a little bit, make sure he's still alive. Because they don't have the longest lifespan. It's been full grown for a while. There's an interesting question. Marcus says, do you have some Chilibrachii species? I do have a lot of Chilibrachii species. They don't make it in a lot of videos, though, because they're so reclusive. At least mine are. They're fossorial tarantulas. So, I mean, they dig deep down in there and pretty much hang out there all the time. If you look at I think it was my heaviest webbing tarantula video, maybe, I was able to feature some of those in there. I was able to kind of tease them out with some crickets, like the Chilibrachii species, electric blue. I can't think of any of the other ones at the moment. But yeah, I've got quite a few of them. It's just really difficult to film, and I don't want to get them out of the enclosure. I have to flood it or just completely dig them out. It's going to destroy their entire setup just to get some footage of them. So that's not that's not ideal. Though what I've been waiting on, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is like most of them are juveniles, subadults. So when I am going to transfer them to their adult enclosure, like their last forever home, that's when I'm going to try and get some footage of them, because I'll have to dig them out anyways. They'll be out of the enclosure. I can get them on the table, get some footage, take some pictures, move them into their last home, and leave them alone, because I don't want to needlessly stress them out, and I definitely don't want to destroy their burrows if I can avoid it. So that's what I'm waiting on. And so that may be this year. It may be in a couple of years. I don't know, but as soon as I can, I will definitely do that. Excuse me. All right, what else we have? You Thought says, I never see my Chilibrachis. Yeah, I know, it's frustrating, but it's cool when you do. Especially like that electric blue, when it shows up with a Vietnam blue. It's another one I really like a lot. Like when sometimes I'll just come down here late at night and they're like out of their burrow, kind of sitting out. Though as soon as they see me, they take off. They run and hide. Let's see, who asked that question? Chicken Legs. Let me see if I can find your comment in this other program, Chicken Legs. Well, that's weird. Oh, there it is. What is your least favorite tea? Man, that's a tough question. I like them. I like a lot of them. When it comes to filming, my least favorite is probably the HMAC. It's because they're so fast and bolty, and they really camouflage very well. So it can be kind of difficult. A lot of those species, those Arboreal old world, they're kind of photosensitive. They don't like bright lights. So you gotta, and to do macro photography, especially when you're filming slow motion, like 120 frames per second, you gotta have, I don't know, a tight aperture, I guess. I'm trying to think of a way to explain this that makes sense. Like the hole in the lens has got to be really small, so it doesn't let a whole lot of light in, but it gives you a better depth of field. And then you have to have a lot of bright lights because there's not very much light coming in. So it's just, and then the higher your frame rate, like the slower you're filming, I guess, like the more slow motion is in there, it's also makes it a lot darker. So you have to add even more light. So it can take a whole lot of light to light a scene well and get some cool footage. And those types of tarantulas don't like that much light. So it's like as soon as you start filming, you hit those lights, they take off and run to where it's dark. So it's just constant back and forth. So that's why I haven't done any HMAC videos. Because I've tried a few times. It just is not done well. But just in general, my least favorite tarantula, I would say, and this is probably going to upset some people because they've been asking for this video for a while, but the king baboon tarantula, I don't know why I just don't think it's a cool looking tarantula. I mean, when you see one full grown, it kind of is, but I don't know. I like the look of the Sturmy or the Blondie more, and it just it's always hidden down the bottom of its enclosure, so it's not something I'm too excited about. Though they can do that stridulation, make some noises, the hissing noise, which is pretty cool. Oh, we got a new channel member coming in here, Chicken Legs. I answered your question, then you became a channel member. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Oh, wrong button.
Channel member.
But yeah, so what else you guys asking in the chat? Oh, I probably answered this 1,000 times. So let's look at this one. You've probably answered this 1,000 times over. But what is your favorite genus? Mine is Psalmopoeus, however you say that. Don't come to me for Latin pronunciations because you're gonna fail that test. My favorite genus, easily Chromatopelma, but there's no other tarantulas in that genus, so I guess that doesn't really count. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go basic and say probably Brachypelma. There's a lot of Brachypelmas I really like, and especially like the Auratum and the Bamie, and yeah, so I would say that is probably up there. Post-Litharia, maybe a close second. And but Syracosimus, I really like those little dwarf tarantulas. I just wish they lived longer. That's like the saddest. I had a bunch of them. Like there was a time maybe 2 years ago, I think I had one species, one of each species in the Syracosimus genus, at least that I was able to get my hands on. And 75% of them turned out to be male. Like they don't live very long when there's a dwarf male, and it was kind of heartbreaking. I mean, I think they're still kicking. I know I've lost 4 of them, and just they're hooked out, and I don't know. It's sad when males die. But here's an interesting question. What are your Pitts Farm says, what is your ultimate plans or goals with keeping teas? This is it. This wasn't even my plan or goal. I just enjoyed tarantulas, and I like keeping them, and the collection just kept growing and growing. And it was kind of like an agreement I had with my wife. She was like, I don't mind if you have a lot of tarantulas or reptiles or whatever, just make sure they look nice and presentable and, not like a mess. So I tried to make the enclosures as pretty as I could, and just looking really natural. And I really found a lot of enjoyment in that. It's almost like a form of meditation, just kind of building this tarantula enclosure and thinking about like observing the species, especially the spiderlings and juveniles in the smaller AMAC boxes and smaller enclosures, and seeing how they use that space and where they like to burrow and web, and then, design that final enclosure with all of that observation that I've made over the years to kind of give it its best possible home that also looks as cool as I can, make it within, financial reason. And so yeah, I just kept doing that, and then it got to the point where I had this room full of enclosures, and I don't know, like I wanted to show people, but I didn't want people to come over to my house, and when they would come over, they're like, oh, you should, charge admission, or just crazy things. So I thought, well, I would just start filming them and sharing them, taking pictures and posting them, and that was my goal. That was it. And I just it's grown from there into this channel, and now it's my full-time job. So beyond this, I'd really like to just kind of have the channel grow, get a space outside of my house, so I have like a little studio, a little place where people could come in from maybe the public, like you guys, stop in and check out the collection. But I mean, I don't want to breed, I don't want to sell tarantulas at all. Like that's not something I want to do. I really don't want to like make enclosures or own a pet store or anything like that. I just really enjoy taking care of them and filming them and photographing them. So if I can find a way to make a living doing that, which is not easy, but I'm going to try. So that's my ultimate goals and plans. Chicken Leg says, no, not the king baboon. They're so cool. I feel you. I knew that wasn't going to be the most popular, but for whatever, I don't know why. Maybe I've got one that's a juvie. I got it when I was visiting Fear Not, I believe. So maybe, you know, once that's full grown, it'll grow on me. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, I mean, I'm feeding it, and I can just barely see its legs at the bottom of the enclosure. Just kind of a bummer.
Channel member.
Welcome to the channel, Charlie Riggs. I appreciate your joining. That is very cool, very generous of you. And there was one more. Somebody else just jumped in here. Oh, Memories of Violet. What is up? Just became a YouTube channel member.
Channel member.
It's ironic that that is your little avatar. It's a little dusty, but look at that guy. This you sent to me. So I appreciate it. It sits right here on my desk. So thank you so much for becoming a member, and thanks for sending me this cool little green bottle blue. What do you call it? I always get it wrong because my sister does. I always mess it up. What you have to tell me? It's not macrame, but it's not quilting. What does she call it? I don't even remember. But she's got the needles and the yarn, and she does those things, and whatever. Crochet. There it is. Thank you. Yeah, I come up with every other word but crochet. All right, so what else we got? Ooh, Phil Elliott. This is an interesting question. I think I've said that about all of them. I got to think of another way of bringing these up. What stage you change enclosure? I have two T's about 6 centimeters, so juvie. I have them in an Terra. And I think that are 20 by 20. Oh man, centimeters are so hard on my brain. They look big on the enclosure. So should I? Well, if there's 6 centimeters when it comes to terrestrials, like personally, my rule of thumb is like 3 to 4 times the leg span. So if their leg span's 6 centimeters, then what would that be? 18 to 24. So that should be okay, unless I'm doing that wrong, because I'm usually going by inches. If it's like a 3-inch tarantula, I try to keep it in a 9-inch squared enclosure. That makes sense. So yeah, 2 to 3 times the leg span for terrestrials. For fossorials or arboreals, I usually go 4 to 5 times the leg span, usually around 4 times. So arboreals would be 4 times vertically, with a little bit of substrate on the bottom, and then 4 times the leg span and space for them to crawl up and down. And then the opposite for fossorials. So just all substrate. So they have like 3 to 4 times their leg span to dig down. I hope that made sense. And I hope that answered your question. Claire Brown says, how do you become a channel member? I'm not able to do this. I can't share it on my screen, but if you are watching on YouTube, obviously you are, whether it's a computer or your phone, I don't know, but when you're looking at it, there should be a little button like near where it says subscribe, I think. It says join, and you click that, and then you can become, there's like different membership levels. What that is, essentially you get access to, like when I upload videos, I usually try to upload a day or 2 in advance and give channel members, kind of just like with Patreon members, give you early access so you can watch the video like on Sunday or Monday. You can watch the video that'll be coming out on Tuesday. Also like just different posts, like posting pictures from behind the scenes, what I'm doing. Maybe some things that aren't going to make it in videos. I do some exclusive member exclusive videos, more like kind of vlog style, just letting you know what's going on, updates, tours, stuff like that. And with this new one, I'm going to be working on doing some just member only live streams. So it'll be a live stream like this, but it will be an unlisted video, and it'll just be people that are, channel members or Patreon members or whatever. We can just hang out and talk and do, discuss things or answer questions and stuff like that. That's one of my goals for this year, is to kind of get that going. We did get another channel member, Pookism, just became a member, so thank you so much.
Channel member.
I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Everybody's talking about these, yes, Memories of Violet on Etsy. Check these suckers out. They are awesome. And speaking of, not to like step on your toes there, Memories of Violet, I definitely appreciate you sending me that as a gift at You Thought I don't know, but you can find it on. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'm gonna walk away just for a second and show you what I got for Christmas. I didn't walk away far. But first off, this one was a mystery. This is very cool. This is I don't know if my camera will focus on that. It is a scorpion made of copper, and I couldn't guess what that other metal is. That's definitely copper. I don't know what the other one is. Yes, I just tasted metal. It's probably from my last job. We did a lot of work with gold and platinum and silver and stuff like that, and kind of get used to the taste and smell of copper and these other precious and semi-precious metals. So I thought maybe I could identify it that way, because all I can smell is copper. So, but it's probably steel or something. I don't know if it'd be steel. I don't know. But whoever sent it to me, I mean, I got a pretty good idea who sent it to me. I meant to send them a message just to ask, to make sure it was them, because they told me they were sending me a Christmas present. So they sent this cool little scorpion, but it was like wrapped up in a box with, I don't even think it had a return address that I recognized, no letter or note. I was just like, oh, cool. But I have to reach out and talk to them. But then my sister got me this beast. Let's see if I can. A cool little spider with these little details on the back. And this is like, I don't know, pewter or something. It's heavy. It's big. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I guess it's just going to sit here on my desk. But then my mom got me these. Growing up, maybe you all do, or your parents had like it was a snow village. Like around Christmas, she would put it on top of the piano, or have a little end table or something, and put a bunch of like fluffy cotton down as snow, and have like these cool little houses that would light up. And it was just like a little miniature old timey town. It was like all decorated for Christmas. But whatever the company is that she would get that stuff from, she found these, a Department 56. So this is I don't know, can you see that? I'm using this new lens, so I don't know how close I can get before it's like, I'm not going to focus on that. That's too close. There you go. So that's kind of cool. It's got this little egg sac there. I'll put that back in there. And this one, I'm not even sure what kind of tarantula they're trying to make this look like, but there's like the front of it. When you look at the top, like, it's like it's wearing a little fur scarf or something. I don't know. Maybe you guys know what tarantula or what spider that's supposed to be. But it's cool. Cute little things. And this is like porcelain or something very fragile. So yeah, that was my spider gifts for Christmas. Yeah. Spider Phobia set of 2 Halloween Village accessories. That was interesting. All right, let's get back down here. Let's see what we're missing. A tarantula arc. All right, she's feeling me. My mom had the Christmas Village. There you go. I'm not the only one. Oh, look, Venor, that an iron and aluminum alloy. Well, thank you. I'm trying to scroll back, see if I missed something. Oh, this is it. I've talked about this in a few videos. Is there a detrimental effects to larger enclosures? And I don't really know, Paul, the context in which you're asking that. But I get asked a similar question a lot. People are wanting, like, they're nervous about rehousing their spiders, their tarantulas. So they get a spiderling that's maybe half an inch, and they want to go ahead and put it in an enclosure that will be ideal for it when it's full grown. The issue with that is some of these species, especially if you got like a faunopelma or a New World terrestrial, it's going to take them 10 years or more before they're really large enough to technically fit in that large of an enclosure. But the issue, what's detrimental about putting a small sling in an adult-sized enclosure, is that the ventilation holes and the gaps in the door and stuff like that, which are more than acceptable size for an adult tarantula, is way too large for a spiderling and some juvies. Like if a tarantula can fit its carapace through the hole, and it's not counting its abdomen or its legs or anything like that, just the carapace, just the head of it. If it can fit in there, it'll be able to maneuver and squeeze its legs through there as well, pull itself out, and that abdomen's kind of squishy, so it'll squish down and pull. I mean, I've had it happen to me. I've seen it happen to many other people. So that's why I always suggest keeping them in a size appropriate enclosure. Sometimes another danger, I guess, is if it's in an adult enclosure, you only want to have about 1.5, maybe 2 times the leg span of the tarantula from the top of the substrate to like the lid of the enclosure. If you have too much space for a terrestrial species, they might climb up to the top and fall. And if they fall too far, there's a possibility they could rupture their abdomen, they could damage themselves. It could cause a lot of issues. So if it's in an oversized enclosure, it's going to be a lot harder to maintain that kind of, that level, that safety distance, which means like you would have to add a whole lot more substrate than normal. And then as it gets bigger, scoop some of that substrate out. So it seems easier to just kind of keep them in there. Beyond that, I don't know if there's anything else that's really detrimental, but there's definitely nothing beneficial about it. When you have them in a smaller enclosure, it's much easier for them to find their prey. And I've seen some people keep tiny slings in these large enclosures, and the cricket or mealworm or whatever it is they're feeding is on one side of the enclosure and the spider's on the other, and their paths never cross, and so the tarantula doesn't eat and the cricket ends up dying, and they assume that it ate, but it really they never were close enough to even get hunted down. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. You thought says C. cyanopubescens or an NNC for webbing. New worlds, they're great. Oh, I thought that was a question, but yeah, that was not a question. Right here. Oh, wrong finger. So can I point to it? This is my Neothele NC in communal enclosure. I did a video on it, and people have been asking for a lot of updates, and I would love to give I think some people just were really wanting it to fail, so they're like, have you broken them up yet? Have they eaten each other? And happy to report that they're thriving. They're doing really well. They're putting on some good size. I think when I made the video, I counted 15 is what went in there. Trying to count them is proving to be very difficult. I'll get a flashlight and spend some time, especially when I feed, because sometimes they'll come out. But there's so much room in there. There's definitely more than 15 burrows. So I mean, like web tunnels. So you can see they've all kind of staked out their own little land. They had plenty of space. They've made some very intricate tunnels. I think the most I've been able to count at once was like 13 or 14. It could be kind of difficult though, because they start moving around when you're shining the flashlight. So I don't know if I've counted one twice, or if I saw 2 or 3 of them and thought it was the same one. So I didn't. I don't know. But I haven't seen any. I mean, I've seen some good molts, but I haven't seen any evidence of cannibalism or anything like that. And they seem to be doing really well. I don't have any babies yet, so I'll be very excited. And that's probably when I'll do an update videos, when I notice an egg sac or some slings walking around the enclosure. But yeah, they're doing some pretty amazing webbing. All right. Lynette Cheesewright says, I ain't got that button. It may be, I think you actually have to be logged into YouTube. I know some people just go to youtube.com. They don't actually have an account set up. So if you're just doing it that way, and then you can't usually subscribe or like or join. Beyond that, I really don't know. Noah Ray's just screaming my name. Richard, what's up, Noah? Vladimir says, hi, I'm from Georgia. Do you know how many expats are watching you? No, I do not. I have no idea. Oh no, Ben. Ben says, thanks. I'll have to look into that. Stuck in with COVID, so good time to research it. Yeah, COVID is no fun. Poor Brian with tie-dye tarantulas had quite a bout with COVID. He was on the ventilator for a while, but his fiance posted here a few days ago that He is off the ventilator. He is in recovery. He's doing much better. He sent me a message this morning, so it's good to know that he pulled through. And I was definitely pulling for him because I've been wanting to go visit their shop because they're in West Virginia as well, but they're like southern West Virginia. And it seems every time I'm down in that area, they're at an expo at the other part of the state or somewhere else. So I've never been able to check them out. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to do that sometime this spring or summer. Let's see, trying to see what else we got going on. I guess just scroll down to the bottom. I missed any super chats or channel members? Nope, but somebody's greetings, dear Richard. Amazing videos. Thank you, Zakir. Appreciate that. Oh, look who's in here. Tarantula Cat, causing problems. Are you home or are you still driving around while on the phone, Cat? She'll be texting me, and I assume she's sitting on her couch. I'm like, well, let's do this. And she's like, oh, I can't, I'm driving. It's like, what? You're a maniac. She's home. All right, well, you guys want to say hi to Tarantula Cat and see if I can get her to join us on the live stream? I'm gonna send her a link real quick. We'll see what happens. Unless you guys don't want me to. If you guys don't want to see her, that's fine. We'll just ignore her. Somebody left a comment on, what was it? It was a TikTok video. It said that Tarantula Cat and I were like the mom and dads of tarantula YouTubers. I got a kick out of that. It's like, we're just gonna call you Mom. All right, Cat, I'm sending you a link. Memories of Violet wants you, so that's good enough for me. Let's see, there's... All right, I sent her a link. I don't know if she'll actually join us or not. She's all talk. I will just say that. No, Dee Dee, we're not going to talk about gummy worms. We've moved past that. Ooh, chicken legs. Do you have a blue-footed baboon spider? I've got 2 of them, actually. I really want one, but it's illegal to keep in South Africa since they're native here. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that, though. I actually did a podcast with, oh no, Mike. Is it Mike's Tarantulas? Jeez, I'm terrible with names. But he's got a YouTube channel about tarantulas. He's from South Africa. He came on the podcast. We talked about that, like Harpoctera pulchripes and some other species native to South Africa or Africa in general, I think. It wasn't legal to keep, which, you know, is understandable, but also I understand why that would be frustrating. But yeah, I've got 2. They're juveniles, and the funny story, one of them, I had him in, which is one of the main reasons I have been slowly switching a lot of my AMAC boxes over to tarantula cribs enclosures. I was reusing these AMAC boxes. You know, they're like $1.50. You get them from the Container Store. But they're just kind of, you put the lid on there. It's really tight at first, but after you use it for a while, that just taking it on, taking it off, kind of wears it down, and it just doesn't stick on there very tightly. And I had an issue with one of my bluefoot baboons as a sling. Well, it was probably about a juvie. Pushed the lid up a little bit, or maybe I didn't close it all the way. It got out and escaped. I didn't even realize it because, you know, once it got out, it kind of just shut down. So it was kind of a bummer, but we found it. It ended up being in my dog's water bowl. My kid was getting ready to feed them, or I guess it was the food bowl. And, you know, they were in a different room. It wasn't something he had to worry about, but he was like, hey, I think one of your spiders are in the dog bowl. So I was able to scoop it up, get it back in some enclosure, and it's been doing really well. Jeremy's Wild World says, hey, Richard, loved the podcast. Well, I'm glad that you did. Thank you so much for listening. If you don't know what the podcast is, you can find it on my second channel. It's the Exotic Pet Collective. There's also a link for it in the description of any of my videos. Just uploaded one with Reptile Entrepreneur. He had me on his podcast, so I also had him on my podcast. And we talked about growing a YouTube channel and, you know, a Instagram following and kind of more the business side of that. But I've got some interesting guests lined up. I haven't started recording them yet, so it's going to be a couple more weeks before the podcasts are coming out regularly again. But yeah, it should be some good stuff. I know I had talked to a vet. We were supposed to record a month or so ago, but the holidays and COVID and everything kind of screwed that up. So hopefully I can get them on. But we've got a special guest joining the live stream, the one and only Mama Cat. I mean, Tarantula Cat.
Can you hear
What's
me?
up, young lady? I can hear you fine.
Okay, I
Can
can't
you hear me?
you because I'm on my phone. Okay, can you talk?
I can talk.
Okay, I can like.
What would you like
barely
me to
hear you,
talk
but
about?
It's my
Why
fault.
don't you put some headphones in?
I don't know where they're at.
Well, everybody say hello to Tarantula Cat. There, memory of Violet.
Hello.
Sit.
I'm a mess, but it's fine.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you. Thank you for coming on. I didn't think you were going to make it. What is that? What are you drinking?
It's too much attention.
Too much attention. I'm sorry. I was just trying to take the attention off me for a second.
Oh no.
But yeah,
Okay.
it's been a
coffee.
while. Yeah, it is coffee. That's all you do is drink Starbucks. You should own some stock in Starbucks with as much money as you spend there.
Yeah, I know it's bad.
When I
on,
went
let me
and
see if I have
visited her
headphones.
in St. Louis, I was there with Tarantula Cribs. They were doing the NARBC Expo there. They invited me down, and while we're driving around, all Tarantula Cats telling me is, "Oh, that's the Starbucks I go when I'm picking up my daughter from school." Well, that's the Starbucks that's by my house. It was like a tour of the Starbucks in St. Louis. It was very funny. There are a lot of people
Oh,
saying
no,
hi to
thank
you,
you,
Kat.
baby.
I don't think you can hear him.
Do you care if Fiona says hi?
Not at all.
All right, Fee, you want to say hi? Okay, it's hard to hear because my phone is not the best, so you have to be quiet.
It's because you have an iPhone.
Say hello.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
Good. Do you remember meeting me? We met a couple months ago.
Do you remember him?
We ate tacos, Korean tacos.
You remember
Yeah.
him? Are you scared of him?
No.
I
Well, it's nice to see you again,
Okay.
Fiona.
am. All right, go be quiet for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Just 10 minutes. Give us 10 minutes.
Why you gotta lie to that little baby?
She brought me headphones, but they're the wrong ones. Thank you, though.
She's trying.
I know.
People
She's
wanna
a great
know.
assistant.
Yeah. Does Fiona like spiders? That's the question we've got.
Do you like spiders?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like your beetles better or spiders?
Hi, Spider.
She likes spiders better.
Nice. You've raised her well.
I'm gonna stay here for some questions.
She said, "Why don't I stay here for some questions?"
Who's got some questions for Tarantula Cat's daughter?
You want to do a Q&A?
Let's get some dirt on Cat.
No.
Let's ask some personal questions.
She like already like tells her teachers like about all our animals and this and that, and they're probably like, "Oh my god,
Well, Seth wants to know, how are her beetles doing?
how are your beetles? How are your beetles?"
Good.
That's it? That's all you got? Good? There you go, Seth. They're good.
What were you telling your teacher about today? What animal?
A turtle.
Telling the teacher about our snapping turtle.
I bet her teacher thinks you're an insane person.
You know, I think they all know at this point. So
Do they?
yeah.
My son, he just turned 13, which is crazy, but it was a couple of years ago. I guess when he was like in 5th grade or 6th grade, he was... Make sure he's not back there listening. He'd be embarrassed. He might be watching, though. But anyways, I think, from what I understood from my wife, he was telling some people about all the tarantulas and stuff that I have. And the people just thought he was lying. They were like, nobody does that. Nobody has that many tarantulas and snakes.
Yeah, I feel like if they didn't know about YouTube, they would probably think she's like lying about a snapping turtle in our living room.
Well, I think that's how we proved it to him. He was like, well, look, he's got a YouTube channel.
Why
See?
can't those things that she does not believe?
What's your favorite show? Somebody wants to know.
Mine?
You're the star of the show, Fiona.
Tell them.
I like my mom's shows.
I didn't tell her to say that.
Tarantula Cat YouTube is your favorite? I'm going to give you a hint, Fiona.
about
Next
to choke
time,
on this coffee.
the answer is Tarantula Collective.
Water.
Ugh.
Tell your mom you like Tarantula Collective better. She'd
Hold on.
love that. I think we're having a coughing fit. Whenever you come back, people want to know what is her favorite spider. Megan is here. What is up, Megan? A friend from Pittsburgh. It's good to see you. We're just going to act like they're not here for the moment. I think she's having a coffee fit. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you're here. It's better late than never. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to stay on. But,
oh my god! Like I love that I
they're
just
back.
did that on live stream.
We don't even know what you did. I blocked out your...
I forgot how to drink. Apparently, I'm,
Oh,
like,
I was
crying.
right.
Leave me
I thought it
alone.
was a coffee attack. Drinking is hard. I understand. There was one more
Alright,
question
Fiona will
for
accept a few more
Fiona.
questions, and then we gotta
Okay.
go.
I got one up on the screen there.
All right, what's your favorite spider?
Maybe try.
Shy.
She likes the jumping spiders.
Jumping
Very
spiders.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
This one I think is technically for you, but do you have a salmon pink? And is she a hair
I
kicker?
do. Where is it? Oh, it's not big. It's like that big, but it doesn't really kick much hair because it's tiny still, and I'm still choking.
Oh, you're lucky because mine, even when it was a tiny sling in Juva, I used to keep it on my desk at work and it would still kick hairs to the point that sometimes I didn't open its enclosure, but I would like move a piece of paper nearby it or something. It would kick the hairs up and they would make their way out of the ventilation onto my desk
Oh
and
my
I'd get them on my
God.
fingers. True. I was like, you got to come home and go on a shelf. You're not safe to have at work. Oh, we got a super chat. So I want to say a quick thank you.
Super chat.
See how fancy we are here, Kat? It's JB says, love your content. Thanks for everything you do. What's the longest you've seen a tea in Premolt for? Oh, 10 pounds. And we both can answer this one. Mine would probably be my Gramistola rosea that was in Premolt for, I want to say like 18 months, something like that. It was a long time. I didn't eat, didn't move. Sometimes I was worried it was dead.
For like 2 years. My pulcher piece was bad about that.
Mom, let me get this.
How old was it? Are we talking like a juvie that didn't do it for 2 years, or was a full-grown adult?
Oh, a Gramistola pulchra, my Pikachu. She's like this big. It took her like 2 or 3 years
Okay.
to molt with me.
Yeah. Yep. Those New World terrestrials can be take their sweet time. We got a new YouTube channel member. Thank you, Lynette. Appreciate it. Find that.
Channel member.
Woohoo, so fancy.
She said, "What happened?"
I'm playing with my bells and whistles, Fiona.
my
That's all. These are the perks of live streaming when you're not using Apple products.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
Nothing as cool as Starbucks.
What are you drinking over there? Steak and Shake? Ugh. Gross. That
I want to
place-
get in trouble
ugh.
for that.
They used to
Doctor's
be
like,
good.
stay away from red meat and milkshakes, like dairy. No red meat and dairy. And I'm like, okay,
I don't eat red meat.
let's
We
go to
don't eat
Steak and
red
Shake. It wasn't my idea though. I told my kid, I was like, it's got a snow day. We got to run some errands. We can eat lunch wherever you want to eat. He's like, Steak and Shake. I was like, all right. You said it, not me.
Come here. Okay.
All right.
Bo, come here.
As you might have any more questions for Fiona before she takes off. Oh, look at that. She'll be doing great things to you. I don't know if Rayoma's talking to me or you, but we'll just assume she's
Probably
talking to
me.
you. Yeah. I would assume so.
Just kidding.
So where's Mr. Tarantula Cat today?
Going to the bathroom.
Oh, wait, that's not what what's his name? You're Mrs. Mr. Tarantula Cat. Is that what we decided?
Mm-mm. Take that back.
I'm not going to do that. V says shots fired.
Okay. really quick. She wants to show you something, and then we gotta go.
Okay, I gotta get going too. Everybody's gonna be coming home any minute if they're not already.
I have to clean snapping turtle tank, and I have to clean my bearded dragon's enclosure.
Ugh.
So that's 2 really messy jobs.
Yeah.
All right, you can.
What's your favorite New World tarantula? What do we
So
got?
I have 2 Pikachu then.
Oh wow, very cool. Oh, you're going the wrong way.
There you go.
There we go. Awesome. You like
I'm gonna steal
Pokemon, huh?
This one.
No!
When you get bored of it.
Yeah, I could totally see you doing that. She'll do it while you're sleeping. It'll just disappear.
All right, well, we're going to get off, so tell Richard thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming on. It was nice to talk to you again.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you later. Well, that was fun. Sorry, Reptile, we weren't able to get that question to her. And I would answer it for her, but I have no idea what her favorite tarantula is. Or her least favorite tarantula. Normalizing having kids of the opposite sex. That says having friends of the opposite. Jesus. I was like, why is it not normal to have kids that are not the same sex as you? But yeah, now that makes sense. Do your spouses mind that y'all are friends? They do not. At least my wife doesn't. But we're also like 1,500 miles away from each other. So that kind of isn't an issue. But yeah, we're just friends. More like brother and sister. We can barely stand each other most of the time. Alexander says friends, not kids. I don't know why I read it that way. I guess I'm that cough medicine is kicking in. That cold and flu medicine is messing with my head. But yeah. So what's your favorite tea? I get asked that all the time. Reptiles of different scales, and the answer will always be the same. It is the green bottle blue Chromatopelmus cyanopubescens, which is why Memories of Violence sent me this cool little crocheted tarantula. Not sponsored, but she's awesome, and thank you for this. And we'll put that right back here on my desk. So on my desk, we've got that. We've got this cool scorpion, this massive metal spider. And just for Rocky Mountain spider freaks, oh, that's an obscene way to be standing there. I've got my little Worf doll from Star Trek: The Next Generation. But when he sits, when I have him sitting on my desk, he's like this, which that's just not right. I gotta figure out something to do with that. But anyways, Jeremy Hertz says, did you all get a snowstorm? We did. We got about 8 inches of snow, which is why I haven't gone anywhere other than running out to pick up a few things from the pet store and get a burger and shake with my kid today. We didn't go anywhere yesterday. Pet Time says GBB. Yep. Metal Spider sounds like a Deathlock song. Yes, it does. Oh, that's something else I was working on. No, I'm not going to tell you about that. It's a secret. I'll just say I am going to have a video that includes both. Somebody was asking about my guitars earlier. I don't think I can scroll up and see what they were asking, but yes, I do play guitars, and I'm going to try and do a video that's going to include guitars and tarantulas, so you'll have to keep an eye out for that. There'll be a little while, but it's definitely happening this year. Oh, we got Alexandria says the storm a couple weeks ago knocked out power for 4 days. I lived in the car with 4 spiders and 4 snakes to keep them warm. Suck. Do not recommend. Yes. Nice. That's why I actually had a video. It's all about disaster preparedness, like having a plan for your tarantulas and snakes and exotic pets if you were to get kicked out or flooding or power's out or whatever. So I've got a backup plan and a backup plan to a backup plan. But what I didn't anticipate was losing power in a snowstorm. It was like, I had all these places I could take them and stuff like that, but I didn't think, like, what if I'm snowed in and I can't leave and I lose power? What am I going to do in that situation? So that gave me something to think about. Actually, I've been planning on getting a generator for a while. It's one of those things that you keep putting it off until the need for it is staring you right in the face. You're like, I probably should have done that. So yeah, that's on my list of things to get, is a backup generator, so I can at least keep a heater on in this room so everybody stays nice and warm. But we're gonna have to wrap this up, guys. We've been going for I don't even know how long at this point. It's definitely over an hour. And I can't see there. For some reason, there's not a timer. There should be. Oh, there it is. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay. Chicken legs. Have I ever been bitten? Nope, never been bitten. I definitely have not been bitten, which is lucky. Never been bitten, never been stung. But, you know, if you're patient and careful and mindful, it's really not something you got to worry about. I mean, accidents happen. I wouldn't be surprised if at some time I did get bit, especially filming. Because when you're filming, that makes things like 3 to 4 times more difficult, it seems. But yeah, I've never been bit. Oh, Alexander said running a car worked really well in a pinch. I appreciate that's a good thinking. Definitely. I don't think I could fit all of these guys in my car though. I just got a little 2-door Honda. I don't think that would work. So you're gonna cover the Joey Deluxe Itsy Bitsy Spider song with your electric guitar, right? Pretty much. Not exactly, but maybe something like that. What's the best food source to feed tarantulas? That's a great question that is awfully hotly debated. I think probably the best is a good mixture. I go with crickets a lot of the times just because they're the easiest for me, and because my wife has a phobia of roaches, and we have an agreement that I won't bring roaches into the house because it doesn't matter if I explain to her about, you know, how dubia roaches won't infest because they have to have very high temperatures to breed and all that stuff. They just creep her out, and she is terrified that one will get loose and have babies, and then we'll have a house filled with roaches. So occasionally I'll sneak some in and feed them, but a good mixture of roaches, mealworms, crickets. If you get your hands on some maybe gummy worms here and there. There was something else. I can't think of it at the moment, but just your basic invertebrate feeders. Give them a good mix. Most, like some of my tarantulas, they have preferences. Like I've got some tarantulas that just they won't really touch crickets, but if I drop in a mealworm or a superworm, they'll munch that right down. You know, so it's going to kind of depend on them, but you know, mix it up sometimes. Give them a good variety. That way, you know, they're getting all their nutrients that they need. But I would say if you can keep roaches, dubias or red runners are probably your best option. I think they've got like the highest nutrition. If I remember reading a study on what the best feeders were, and I feel like dubias were up there. And people have had crickets stink. They're loud. You know, they can have some nasty, you know, parasites and stuff like that. You gotta make sure you're getting crickets from a good source because they can have problems. But luckily I have so many tarantulas and reptiles and stuff that eat crickets. I just buy what I need. So it's like I buy it, I bring it home, or, you know, I order it and it gets shipped here. And then within a week, they're all gone. So I'm not breeding them or anything like that. I can't believe you said gummy worm. I didn't say gummy worm, did I? Oh, no. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it. Hornworms. You don't feed them gummy worms. Tarantula cats rotted my brain. I guess I did. There's more people saying it. That's embarrassing. Don't feed your tarantula gummy worms. Feed them hornworms. All right. No. Larry says, yes, you did. I am busted. Reptile says, getting married in 3 months. Can you shout out my future wife, Vicky, please? We love the content. Hi, Vicky. Congratulations on your engagement and getting married. I don't know if that's what you meant as far as a shout out, but I hope that works. What's a good website to ship food for tarantulas from? Well, despite my efforts, I'm not actually sponsored yet by anybody that provides feeders. So I'm just going to go off my own experience. And I say that because I felt like it'd be a good exchange. Like, I'll promote your business that sells feeders in exchange for you providing feeders to feed all my all my reptiles and tarantulas. Seemed like a win-win situation. You don't have to, you know, but whatever. Maybe one day somebody will come up. I know Josh's Frogs has got a good selection of, if you're looking for like crickets and roaches and stuff like that. Dubia Roaches is another highly recommended source. I think it's dubiaroaches.com. You can find them on Instagram. Rainbow Mealworms, I've ordered from them a few times. I've had good experiences. When it comes to like flightless fruit flies, I go through Houston Frogs. They've always taken good care of me. Good prices, good selection, and they sell like the whole kits and everything, so you can keep those going. So yeah, I think that's about Josh's frogs, dubia roaches, rainbow mealworms, and Houston frogs. There's probably another one that's really good, but those are who I typically use. So hopefully that works. Thanks, dude. She's buzzing. Awesome. Well, congratulations, you guys. I hope you have a good wedding. As long as it's not like my sister had a beautiful wedding. It was a lot of fun. I think I edited the video. I shared it with some of the Patreon supporters and YouTube channel members, but I don't think she wanted, like, she was cool with that. I don't think she wanted me to make it public so all of you all could see it. And I'm sure that if you got an alert that I uploaded a new video and you click to watch it instead of tarantulas, it's my sister's wedding, you'd be a little disappointed when I what's the right word? I didn't want her to be subject to some of the nasty comments that people might leave in that situation. So it's not public, but it was a great wedding. It was beautiful. So I hope you guys have one as beautiful as she did. I just hope that a bunch of people don't walk away with COVID like they did at her wedding. I'm just kidding. It was fun. It was a good time. Oh, what's this? Phil says, in Europe we have silent crickets, and we have in Europe. That's awesome. I wish we had silent crickets. Lee Welch said, seen it, well filmed. Thank you. I'm glad. It was my first time doing a wedding video, but YouTube doesn't consistently make decent money, so I have to kind of do stuff like that, it seems, in the future to keep the bills paid. Shooting a little wedding videos here and there, maybe a couple of corporate videos, some product photography stuff to kind of keep the lights on until the channel picks up and we've got 1 million subscribers. But on that note, I just want to say thank you to everybody that left a super chat, everybody that's become a Patreon supporter or a YouTube channel member, because even just $1 or $2 a month like that, just $2 or $5 or whatever, it really adds up. When we get a couple dozen people or 100 people all chipping in $2, that pays my cable bill, or my internet bill, or my power bill, or the cricket bill. So you guys definitely help out a lot. I really appreciate that. Oh, look, she left, but she is not gone. Tarantula Cat. She said, Mo just texted me to tattle that you called them gummy words by accident. Oh, yes. They pointed that out to me. Yeah. So thanks, Mo. Appreciate you looking out for me, dude. It was a Freudian slip. You got me. I guess that battle is over, Cat. I have lost. I've been converted to gummy worms. So congratulations on winning, Tarantula Cat. But yeah. So I'm gonna have to get out of here. Oh, what's this? Are you gonna make a video about the Aphonopelma moderatum? I am definitely gonna do that as soon as mine is large enough to film. It's an issue the past few years. If you've been watching my channel, you've seen me do all these unboxing videos and get some really cool Aphonopelma species and, some other just really cool New World terrestrial tarantulas, but they've been spiderlings. And it's going to be 5 or 10 years before they're full grown. I could make a video about the spiderling, but that's not nearly as exciting as filming the full grown tarantulas. So this year, one of my goals, one of my focuses is to get my hands on more subadult or adult specimens that I can get some really cool photography of, some really good video of, to make some more videos, which a lot of people have been asking, like, well, why aren't you doing these care and husbandry videos anymore? And part of it is because the top 10 videos were performing so well. Figured I'd just keep going with that while I was doing well, and I really wanted to focus on kind of the more nature documentary style videos and things like that. But there was also the part that I was just running out of adult tarantulas. It's like I have a lot of other species, but they're juvies or spiderlings, and it's not as much fun, and I don't think it's as visually pleasing to do a care video on a tarantula that's not full grown, so you really don't get to see its adult beauty. So I'm just kind of waiting on some of those guys to molt into their adult colorations and patterns before I can really get that. Phil says elbow cough. Pet Time says you almost have 1 million subs. No, I am nowhere near 1 million subs. I've got 97.9 thousand according to this ticker right here on my screen. So almost 100,000 subs, not scrubs. 100,000 subs. So that 10 times that. So in like maybe 10 years, we might be at that level. But yeah. Jeremy's Wild World says, any species you don't currently own that you'd want to get in the future? my bucket list is pretty caught up right now. I can't think of any tarantula that I would really want that I don't have. I'm sure there are some. There was those I can't even remember what they were. I think they're Philippine tarantulas. They were like, it was in one of my videos about the top 10 rare and expensive tarantulas of 2021. I think it was like number 2, and I can't even think of their common name, but they were like a goldish tarantula, kind of a blue color on them. Old world, probably fossorial, but they're beautiful. But I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting excited about some of these new tarantulas that are coming out that are like trapdoor species or fossorial species, because they look really cool, but in reality, you're really never going to see them. So, Chicken Leg says only 900,000 away. Yeah, the David Attenborough of tarantulas. That would be pretty cool. Pet Time says, "Oh, I can't read." It's okay. Math and numbers, it can be a little confusing sometimes. We got one last question. What do you do when you go on holiday? Do you have friends who are not arachnophobes? Well, that's an easy question to answer, Phil. You just never go on holiday. I'm a poor YouTuber. I can't afford to go on vacation. But seriously though, if we go camping for the weekend or we're going hiking in the woods, something like that, that's the beauty of tarantulas, is they can be fine. Even for like a week, just feed everybody really well, make sure their water bowls are full before you leave. Come back in a week or 10 days, they're going to be fine. Some tarantulas only eat once a month, so that's why it's ideal. Like, it's an ideal pet for me. I can take off whenever I want. That's not the same with, say, like my dart frogs. Those need to be fed every day or every other day. Same with the geckos, a couple times a week. So in those situations, I've got somebody that comes and feeds my dogs and the cats and takes care of them while we're gone. They'll drop some crickets or change water dishes for the reptiles and the snakes and stuff like that. So you just gotta find somebody that does it. But when it comes to the spiders, they don't need to mess with them at all. More like you just kind of check, make sure nobody's escaped. But yeah. Carla just sent a $5 Carol's Dark Sarcasm. Sent a super sticker. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And I was gonna do the little thing, but I can't. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. Phil says, hot damn. Bobby says, it was great to hear the podcast again. I was missing it. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It's going to be a couple weeks before the next one's up, because I still got to record and edit some more. But I've got guests lined up, and it's hard to do that every week for a whole year with everything else I got going on, but I'm going to keep trying to do it in seasons. So we'll do like 13 episodes, take a break for a month or so, do another 13 episodes. It's kind of the plan right now. But yeah. All right. So we're going to have to wrap this up. Vladimir has asked a question, so we'll answer that one real quick. The Trinidad chevron, how interesting it is in tarantula keepers community. I don't think I quite understand. It's a very fascinating tarantula, the Trinidad Salmopius. Oh man, I just lost it. It's back there. It's a great tarantula. I really enjoy it. Mine is, I don't even know which enclosure it's in, but it's somewhere right back here behind me. But it looks like it's probably going to end up being a male, which is a little disappointing. But it's a very cool species. Jojo Exo Cavern, long time no see, my friend. Thank you for dropping in. Yes, I'm asking the same thing, Phil's. Where have you been? We miss your face. All right. But anyways, I gotta get out of here. On my shoulder. What's on my shoulder? There's nothing on my. Oh, yeah, it is not. Salmopius cambridgei. That's it. Yes. I was like, I kept wanting to say Camp Bridgie. I'm like, that's not it. Cambridgei. But all right, we got to get out of here. We've been doing this for an hour and a half, which is, Irie, what's going on? Nice to see you. Slow work popping in for a second. Yeah, when we went to have lunch, we were at Steak and Shake. It was like noon, something like that, 12:30, like the peak of lunch rush. And it could be because of the snow. I'm sure that's what it was, but we were like the only people in there. It was kind of weird. Looks like I caught the tail end. Yes, you did, but that's okay, because we've had a good time. If you missed the first part, you can always watch it. Maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. They'll have the whole thing on YouTube that you can watch it. It's not as much fun as being here live, but I've missed you guys. I missed your faces. So I'm glad I was able to, hang out with you a little bit in the live stream and just kind of let you know what's going on. Like, I haven't disappeared. I'm not on a beach sipping Mai Tais or anything like that. We're still here in the basement, still working, still filming. You can't see it. I'm not going to mess with the camera because I'll just end up breaking it. But where is it? Oh, I gotta look at the right screen. Right over here, there's a little door. And they got this cool little, I wish I could show it to you. But it's really not that exciting. It's just, it looks like a little mini fridge, but it's a dry cabinet. It keeps the temperature and humidity at a specific point. So my worry was the cameras like to be at like 30% humidity, where I like to keep my snakes and inverts. I like to keep the basement like around 65 70% humidity. So I was worried that it was going to start damaging the cameras, because some of these some of my fancier cameras, the sensor can actually grow mold, if it's in a humid environment for too long, and you have to like constantly clean them and sometimes send them out, and it caused condensation in the lenses. And the more money I have invested in these lenses, the more I was like, I need to do something to protect against that, since I'm storing them in the same room and they want two different ends of the humidity spectrum. So I got this cool little box that I can put everything in there, which is kind of neat. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I gotta wrap this up. So thank you everybody for hanging out, for joining. We'll have to do this again soon. We'll try to commit to one live stream a month. I think that'll be fun. So get your questions ready for next time. It'll be a lot of fun. Thanks for everybody that became channel members today. Thanks for all of the super chats and all that stuff. That's very great. I appreciate it. Alexandria, have a great one. Chicken Legs, thank you so much for becoming a member. You guys are great. You guys have been very supportive. And you don't have to be a member or send super chats to be supportive. Doing simple things like just leaving a comment or liking a video helps more than you could probably ever imagine. It feeds that algorithm. And sharing a video, that's awesome. Oh yeah, and if you're in my Facebook group, the Tarantula Collective Facebook group, I just posted a contest. I meant to mention this earlier, but if you have TikTok, I linked to one of my TikToks. If you do like a react to that TikTok, or a stitch, or a duet, or whatever, it alerts me on TikTok, and I'm just going to pick one of those, and you're going to win one of these new shirts that will be coming out in the next week or so. So if you want a chance to win some new merch before you can even buy it, and you have a TikTok account, get on there and check that out. If you're not on TikTok, don't worry. I'll be announcing another contest in a few days for a different platform. So you all stay safe. Take care of each other. Love your families, and feed your spiders, give them more substrate, and thank you all for your support. I'm going to get out of here, and I guess keep an eye out. I'll be uploading more shorts every day for at least the next week. So let me know if you all enjoy that, or if you just think it's annoying. I appreciate it. We'll see you later. Bye. Oh, I always do that.